Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to be looking through the Libra token and look at exactly what happened with this. Now the team behind it are claiming that what went wrong was just a project went wrong and that they are not to blame. The whole project just went wrong and it was just they messed up. Which in this video I'm going to be basically explaining to you why what he's saying isn't true at all. And it all started with this tweet. If you don't know who this person is, he is Javier Milei, the president of Argentina. And this is obviously a tweet in Spanish, but it essentially says that they're launching a meme coin and the investments and money that's going to be made from this meme coin will be pumped back into Argentinian small businesses. Now that claim, and to also have a president of a country shouting out a meme token, a lot of people would then be investing into that token because for meme coin investors, it seems like a token with a great utility, and obviously to other people that don't know anything about meme coins, they'll look at this and go, well, they're going to do right with this project, because if they do something wrong, then it's all going to go wrong for them and they'll be in a lot of trouble. And most people would also think that as well. But what happened? This is then a tweet a couple of hours later of the president of Argentina blocking someone after they basically lost $1 million. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, because I did a lot of research into this to actually get to the bottom of what's going on. This all happened at a very quick fashion. The project started at 10 o'clock and by 10 past 11 it started dumping. Now the reason it started dumping is because the team behind it, this Hayden Davis and other people, essentially admitted to, in an interview with CoffeeZilla right here, but he basically admitted to in this video sniping his own token, sniping the token that he developed. And the reasoning behind why he did that, even though it is insider trading and it is illegal, well, it's technically not illegal with cryptocurrency at the moment, but very highly frowned upon and is illegal in many other industries. Now the reason he said he did this is because snipers who are also buying into the token early would own a large majority of the token if they invested a large amount, which is true. But the reason why he said he had to snipe in was to make sure that those snipers didn't crash the price, right? But he also sniped into the token with millions of dollars. Now, he said that the reason he was selling this token was to invest back into the token to essentially make sure that the price didn't crash. But he then didn't invest any of the money back into the token. But what he actually did with that is by selling the tokens that he had bought through his insiders, by selling them, he's actually crashed the price. So the reason why he's saying, oh my God, this is why I needed to do this, to make sure other people didn't crash the price, while also then crashing the price, is absolutely ridiculous. And in this interview with Dave Portnoy, he goes into a bit more detail. Going into this detail has really screwed him, and I have no idea why he didn't talk to at least a lawyer first before going and doing these interviews. But I'll give you a bit of backstory about why he's speaking to Dave Portnoy. So Dave Portnoy owns Barstool Sports, and essentially he was looking to get into the crypto space and the meme coin space. And the person that he was working with in order to create his meme coin, and he was going to create it a couple of weeks after this launch. And in the interview, he's talking with Dave, and Dave's trying to understand why people are sniping in early and why he's sniping in early. And they're going through the conversations that they have had in the past, trying to talk about the Barstool Sports meme coin being launched. And Hayden is essentially saying to him that he needs to snipe into the token early with insider wallets in order to counteract these snipers and to basically put some liquidity back into the actual project to make sure that it doesn't crash when there's a dip. Now this makes no sense. Now the fact he's been able to get into this position and then talk to all of these people who, to be fair, it doesn't seem like Dave Portnoy has any clue of what he's talking about. Him saying that he's taking the liquidity out to put it back in, makes no sense whatsoever. If you know anything about crypto, then you know if the liquidity's been taken out, then it's going to cause a massive crash in the price. And obviously, because he took the liquidity out, which is over $100 million, he claims, but it's probably more, because there's over $316 million in unrealized losses. Now, when he sold, it's caused a lot of other people to sell, because obviously, if you look at the trading chart, there is a massive dip off, which he has caused. And obviously a lot of people will be seeing that massive dip and going, right, well, I need to probably sell the token because something's going wrong here. Now, he claims he took the money out and was going to reinvest the money back in, which makes no sense. He said he was waiting for basically a 3-stage plan that Malay and the team in Argentina were going to propose to him. So first, Malay was going to do a tweet. The coin went live. That happened. Then apparently 2 more stages were about to happen. The second was meant to be Malay was going to do a video tweet talking about how good this Libra token is and how it will benefit Argentina and all the rest of it, but that never happened. So Hayden is trying to claim, well, that second tweet never happened, so then I didn't know what to do with the money and didn't invest it back in. But the reason why that second tweet didn't happen is because Malay probably seen that something was going wrong with the token and decided, right, it's better to stay away from this. This was a bad idea. The third stage he was talking about was that Influence was going to buy in and shill this project, and they were all going to buy in themselves, and it was going to cause a massive jump in price. And that never happened. Now, he's all trying to blame all of this on the original snipers who bought in early. Now, you can't be blaming normal people who are buying into this project for crashing it when you're doing the exact same thing. Now, after all this, some even more information came out. So this company called DeFi Tuna was apparently funded by Kelsier Ventures, which was Hayden's company and the company behind deploying this token. Now, DeFi Tuna came out and exposed Hayden for insider trading. They said that Kelsier Ventures gave DeFi Tuna a $30,000 investment back in January 16th of this year. He said he's basically sent them back the money for this investment and cut ties because he doesn't want anything to do with them. Now, this is massive from this company, DeFi Tuna, and everyone in the crypto space is now giving them praise because we're all against this actually happening. They could have done this launch if they decided to do this launch correctly without having to use a load of insiders and sell and take liquidity and do an exit scam. So Hayden, within these interviews with CoffeeZilla and Dave Portnoy, is claiming like it's not all his fault and everything else like that, and he really had the best intentions and it just went wrong. Basically, that's a complete lie because this screenshot has now been announced from the time that they were having a group chat. Now, he's basically admitted within these texts, yeah, fellas, to be honest, we are trying to max extract on this one, which means they're trying to extract all the liquidity from it. They're not trying to see the project grow within an hour of the project being launched. He said, these founders, I don't know if they are bad guys or good guys. Normally, we are very keyed into the launch, but this guy is weird. He's basically openly admitting that he's
10 p.m.
the money out for that reason, not for the reason of trying to put it back into the token, which he's claiming. So what happened with this token? Now, it launched at 10 p.m. UK time, and there were a lot of people who managed to buy into the token early, snipers. Now, if you know my tactics throughout this whole entire channel, you will know what sniping is and basically why it benefits meme coin traders. Every single meme coin trader, investor would want to get into a project as early as possible. They're going to try in any way, if they can get a bot, if they can do something, then they will 100% try and get into a token early. Now, what Hayden Davis is claiming went wrong with this is that there were snipers who bought into the token early that weren't connected to him. Now, he's also claiming that his team also had a group of snipers who bought into the token early. Now, they say the reason why they bought into this token early was to make sure that basically all the snipers that invested in at the start didn't own a large percentage of the token. So if you look at the top 10 holder amount up here, you can see that the top 10 holders own 26% of the token. The method behind the madness of what they're trying to do in this scenario was just to basically make sure that they didn't own as much of the token. Because if those snipers then decided to sell at this price, then it would cause a massive crash. So their method behind actually having snipers was to prevent a crash from happening. But what happened with this token, in a very short period, it shot up, obviously, because a president is shouting out the token. This is going to be like a Melania token. This was going to be like a Trump token. What happened with this token is it launched at 10. There was obviously loads of snipers who bought in at the start for millions. And it only lasted literally 45 minutes till about 11 o'clock when the price started to tank. Now, Hayden Davis has basically been saying throughout the interview with CoffeeZilla, and he was also on an interview with Dave Portnoy today, he was basically saying that what they were doing and what they were worried about was that the initial snipers that bought in that weren't linked to them in any type of way were going to sell the token. And if they sold the token, it would cause a massive crash in the token. The reasoning behind having these sniper wallets was to essentially liquidate some of the money and buy back into the token to make sure that the price doesn't crash. Now, I have a lot of problems with that ideology and with what he's actually saying, because it makes no complete sense on why, as a crypto project developer, that you would decide to do that. So this is what he's been telling to other people. Hayden Davis has been saying to Dave Portnoy and everything, that the reason why these snipers would have sold would be to buy back into the token, from my understanding. Now, what happened is when they seen that sniper sold, they also sold with their insider wallets. And Hayden is claiming that he took out $100 million of liquidity from this token. And what he was doing, he was waiting for President Javier Milei to post a second tweet. And he was saying that that's what the Argentinian team, who was behind managing it, were basically telling him to do. Wait for Javier Milei to post a second tweet and then invest that $100 million back into the token. But my problem with this whole entire theory and why you would do this, why would you take $100 million out of the token in the first place? The reason why you're going to be counteracting these snipers is to make sure that the price doesn't crash. Why, with your own snipers, do you think it's then a good idea to sell off the token? Because obviously that's going to cause a crash in price. So Javier Milei backtracked once more and decided to retweet a post about how to buy Libra and then deleted the post. So when he did that, the coin pumped once more to nearly $1 billion market cap, to 800 million market cap. And then what happened when it got to 800 million market cap? It sold off again. But there was an insider wallet, right, that we've managed to find on Twitter, and thanks and shout out to Detective. Go ahead and follow him on Twitter. I'll pull up his tweet in a minute. But essentially, this person who initially bought in for a couple $1 million at the start of this, he essentially bought back in again after selling the token for millions, by the way. He then bought back in for another 4 million, pretty much $5 million, $4.6 million. He buys in before Javier Milei tweets this post. As soon as Javier Milei tweets this post, obviously you can see that there's a massive buy, and everyone else starts rushing into the token and buying it again, which they shouldn't have done. They know how much of a bad scam this was. But this insider wallet bought back in before the retweet and then sold for over $1 million again after the retweet. And then the retweet's been unretweeted and basically removed from everywhere. And this wallet has just profited $1 million from that insider call, after profiting millions the other day. So this is how much he profited from the actual original thing. He bought at, I believe, 2 minutes past 10 and then sold at 11 minutes past 11 for basically $2.5 million. He knew that that was probably the all-time high, so then decided to take as much money as he could out while he could. And now, because all of the information is now led back to him, he's trying to do a bit of damage control and save face and say that it was all a mistake and that really it wasn't his fault and all the rest of it, just to try and make sure that he can sort of not ruin his credibility. Now, since this as well, Milei has basically announced that he didn't promote it, he shared it, which is comical because that is basically one and the same thing. And this is the whole statement. I acted in good faith and took a hit. Did the state lose money? No. Did Argentinians lose money? Maybe 4 or 5 at most, which is probably not true, to be honest, because the majority of Argentinians who would have seen this in that hour space would have probably invested if they were into crypto. He said the vast majority of investors are Chinese and American, which is probably true, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't make it any better. Do you know what I mean? And he said, I shared this the same way I've shared thousands of other things. My tweet came just 3 minutes after the coin was created. So also keep in mind, within that 3 minutes that the coin was created, one of Hayden's wallets, the wallet that we actually looked through before, bought it a minute before the tweet went live. He said Hayden proposed creating a structure to finance entrepreneurs who, due to informality, lack funding options when Libra became public. It's false that 44,000 people are affected. At most, it's 5,000. The chances of there being Argentinians involved are very slim. These are highly specialized individuals in this type of financial instrument. Those who got involved knew the risk very well. They are volatility traders. Now, this makes no sense. He's saying this is a private matter between individuals and they participated voluntarily, which is true. But then when you've got a president of a country with that much power and that much influence talking about cryptocurrency, everyone is investing in good faith, knowing that really if this went wrong, then it's all going to backfire on them. So really they should be holding some sort of accountability to make sure if they were doing this, that this didn't happen. And really they should have had a lot of oversight to make sure that members of the team were not doing anything like this. Now this tweet breaks down every crime Hayden Davis openly confessed to within the CoffeeZilla YouTube interview. He said that he's done insider trading, admitted he and insiders knew about Libra before launch and traded on it, and then he refunded Dave Portnoy's losses. So basically Dave Portnoy was investing into this project, and in good faith, apparently, for that Dave thought that this project was going to go really high, and essentially he invested millions into it, thinking that it would basically increase the price. So then Hayden, out of his own money that he had, then refunded Dave Portnoy's losses. However, he's refusing to refund everyone else's losses. Make it make sense. And this is why the whole entire project went wrong, all because of what he was doing, the market manipulation. He used insider access to snipe their own project, control liquidity, and influence price action. There's a misappropriation of funds, and this is fraud. Holding $100 million of investor money with no clear plan, flip-flopping between injecting it back into the market, redistributing it, or donating it to charity, which is how he's basically trying to save face from all of this. He deliberately kept the Libra-Argentina connection ambiguous to mislead investors. Theft, he admitted meme coin launches are designed to enrich insiders at retail's expense. Conspiracy to commit financial crimes, worked with KOLs, tech teams, and even political figures to orchestrate these launches, which is the third stage that he was talking about, where he was going to have loads of investors show this project who were paid to do it. And if the funds were moved through shady wallets, then that's an anti-money laundering violation as well. And he's come to the conclusion, this picks on chain, that this isn't just an SEC slap on the wrist. He's basically handed prosecutors a 20 to 30 year case against him. So essentially, we've come to the conclusion within this video that Hayden Davis and everything he was talking about with the Libra token was essentially a lie and a scam. But what does this mean for the rest of the meme coin space after this happened? Because like many investors, if you would have seen this token, you would have thought, oh my God, this is amazing. Let me full pour all my money and invest into it. Now, ever since this happened, this has caused a bit of a crash in Solana. It's crashed from $200 all the way down to, at lowest, $164. So it's basically made the meme coin space not as volatile within the past couple of days. There's not been as many tokens that are pumping up to a level that was similar to this. And all this means within the whole entire meme coin space, it doesn't mean that meme coins are dead and won't do as well anymore. As you can see, if you look on the right side of the screen on the completed section, you've still got many meme coins that have got a decent market cap and a decent amount of volume. But it's obviously took a lot of the original volume that was in this space out. Now, this has been a recurring theme ever since Trump decided to launch his meme coin. Now, Trump's meme coin was great. It made a lot of people money. Obviously, it was all right. But ever since then, it's obviously shined a spotlight on meme coins in general. And then you've got these very shady crypto teams that are coming across to different influencers, and they're basically saying, look, we'll create you a meme coin that's going to last forever and it's going to do really well. And influencers that don't really know anything about meme coins don't really understand it and don't understand the exit scam that can happen through basically insiders and the people within those teams that would know about the token and tell all the friends and snipe in early and try and take the money out. This happened with the Hawk Tour girl, and it's even happened with Adam22. The other night, last night, he decided to go, oh, I'm launching a meme coin, and instantly dumped on his fans. Definitely go ahead and check out CoffeeZilla's extra channel right here, Voidzilla, where he goes in depth into all this. And it doesn't mean that meme coins are dead, but what it does mean is that these influencer scams, where people are coming across to different influencers and essentially offering them loads of money that they probably can't refuse, or money that when they weren't famous they'd never refuse, just to promote this type of token, and they're not being told or not doing their own investigation into how bad this can actually be. Because it's not the people who create these meme coins that are the problem, even though they will get the main bit of the backlash. It's these teams that are coming across with a couple of years in crypto experience who try to basically have some sort of level of credibility to then create these projects for people. So my best advice for the meme coin space right now, if you're going to see a trending token and it's an influencer behind it and they're promoting it as much as possible, even if you think I might be able to get in for a little pump and make my money, because that's what I do with these tokens. I don't think, to be honest, that they're going to last forever and I'm going to hold them. With these type of tokens, all I'll be looking to do is snipe in early myself and sell some of it and get a bit of profit, which is what a lot of people would obviously do as well. But the problem with this is they're having a lot of insiders who are basically buying into the token before it's even shouted out by these influencers. And the massive problem behind that is there's too many insiders that have had unfair gains. Really, the coin should be launched at the same time as the tweet going out. But within those couple of minutes, insiders and the people behind the team that know are investing millions just so they have a large supply of the token, and then they're all selling around the same time. So these meme coin tokens for like influencers and everything else like that, they essentially could work if they didn't have these insiders that were basically selling as soon as they could. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and make sure to subscribe to us for more trading content.